A lot of the public, however, think 73% of them think they're going to beat Papara Supermassive, which I think this one's 55-45 Papara Supermassive. I'm surprised to see so much of the public go that way. But at the end of the day, North America clinging on to some hopes.
Yeah, it really is for them. I mean, STMN is where a lot now, all of North American hopes are staying with. So going to Death Cap Trap for Gem Grab. Bands of Pam, Mina, and Doug on the side of Papara Supermassive. To the Ali, the Ollie, and the Juju of STMN.
That leaves many options open that we've seen in the past. In many scrims, Rust and Sandy have been the best two lanes. Both of them left open. Let's see who's going to pick them up. They're going to go with something a lot more aggressive here. Stamina coming out of the gate swinging with the Lily. Lily's going to be the pick if you want to have a comeback mechanic. Can go in with a gadget, with a nice hypercharge, and snatch the gems away in the last second.
Yeah, the turnaround capabilities that Lily brings to the table are pretty much unparalleled in Brawlstars at the moment. Really solid. The hypercharge is ridiculous. To be fair, we've seen a lot of those hypercharges and supers actually missed today. So, a little bit unfortunate for them, but they are the ones that can turn around games. Supermassive, we're back to them to get their first 2 picks on the board. They're going to take the Hank. It's been played a lot, to be honest, and been fairly decent throughout.
The thing for me is Papara Supermassive picking Hank. So we were discussing backstage as to how we feel Hank is faring in this competition. Considering how much is being played, are the pick rates and win rates kind of looking as good? But in the hands of Papara Supermassive, I feel like they are probably the best team with Hank. I'm surprised we're not seeing more teams ban it against them.
Very true. They had some great showings with Hank already. Stamina now with their second pick. Lily is their first, so they have the aggression down. They now need a gem carrier. They need another lane that is just solid, maybe can defend a Hank as well. Janet is going to be their second pick here for gem carrier. Makes a lot of sense. Again, she can jump away out of danger very, very quickly, and it's something she might want to do when Tara has her pull ready.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we might see this paired up with, I was going to say Doug, but it's banned out. I'm actually very glad it is, to be honest with you. No surprise when they're against STMN. But honestly, it's a surprise to see them reach back for that brawler again without that combination. It seems like they've only been playing those two as a pair. Mo going to come in as this last brawler then for STMN. And I've said a few times today, I feel very underwhelmed by Mo at the moment. Like, he gets brought in quite frequently, but never really shows its worth, I don't think.
I'm with you. I mean, I just haven't really seen enough of it yet to be fully convinced. We saw a little bit in the last series, which made me sort of think twice, but it didn't work out well for Reply Totem. They found themselves in the back spawn a lot of the time, but the roundedness, I feel, of Papara Supermassive's comp, the Tara, the Gus, the Hank. I mean, Hank with that Gus shielding, that's a really tough thing to be able to eradicate.
Absolutely. Well, getting into the game now, the final one of day 2, the decider between Supermassive and STMN, who will go to day 3 and who will get knocked out of the competition. NA's last hope in STMN, and Supermassive looking to add another EMEA team to day 3.
Taco's found out there on the left-hand side by Enraged Pets. Carlos now trying to helping hand Tom to steal his demise. 800 HP, and Payne gets it. Although one took to the skies, it's good to see STMN working together as a unit.
Yeah, Taco's just pinned in this corner here, trying to be pinched by Filippo now, and Payne doing a good job on the right against Tomsy. But Hank so far not so good, but Enraged versus Taco's on the left-hand side, doing pretty well for the Supermassive side, as Enraged has that Tara super, and Taco's just wasted the gadget.
Filippo is tapping though. Really nice consistency from him. Payne's going to be cautious to not overly extend here, as Tomsy will be getting some good value if he does. Enraged connects with gravity, big shots as well, but still Taco stays alive until a great gadget from Enraged will be able to tank it for him.
I mean, Payne's doing phenomenal on this Mo against the Hank matchup. Really nice kooky popper there from Filippo, will seal the kill. Enraged up top, forces the gadget again out to Takus, who's going to end up on top of him. Gets another shot back for the hypercharges there. A bubble narrowly missed by Tomsy onto the gem carrier of Juan Carlos. Keeps him alive and in the mix.
Tom's trying to buy valuable time as Enraged will join the map. Taken care of now by both Juan and Tacos. There's Payne now really finding trouble to get in position with these pets of the Tara. It's 8 gems to 6 now. Tacos finds some gems here. The drop is there. Tom's going to do his best to be able to take them back. They're dropped, but Juan will be able to pick them up and surely take to the skies when he needs.
I mean, this is surely just game now. He can just wait a few seconds, then fly, and he's immune for the rest of the game. So STMN, in theory, should be taking this first game unless something goes incredibly wrong. And there's the flight. Hypercharge popped, and he takes to the skies to guarantee STMN game 1.
Good opening start for STMN. Absolutely so. The comp is working well. Power Supermassive, just a little bit slow to the mark. It's interesting to see Filippo as well playing mid. He's always such an aggressive player. I kind of feel like it's not necessarily where he needs to be, but he's hitting a lot of these guys' shots, causing a big problem to the Mo. But we need to see a little bit more from Tomsy, a little bit more from Enrage to helping hand this mid. Power Supermassive going to bring back this set.
Well, Filippo threw the mid again against Juan Carlos. He managed to get 2 gems off the Supermassive side to start things off. Tackos with a super and gets 2. Beautiful from him down this right-hand side. And Tomsy forced to rotate away from Payne, who had him in his pocket all first game.
Yeah, Tackos is doing very, very well and being a big problem. Filippo and Tomsy are going to have to deal with it together. Payne has also got the drill to hand. Rage healing up though, allowing his gadget to do all the work. Tackos is coming out. Oh, quick hands from Tomsy and Filippo. Payne now left all alone for Tomsy for the scraps. But in the meanwhile, a lot of times past 6 gems from Juan Carlos and a great gadget backstage pass to evade that shot.
Yeah, good few taps there from Filippo to force the gadget away. Taco's trying to go in with the super, but baited well by Filippo and Tomsy on the left-hand side, and a good kill through the mid. Now Filippo just sitting, waiting for Payne to make a move, and he eventually does, goes back into the smaller form out of the drill and tries to get some work done as Enraged wants to get the super and try to flip this game.
Tomsy can now push himself forward, try to advance onto Juan Carlos. Tacos is low HP, but Tomsy gets the heal there off the back of the Gust Spirit. Juan Carlos goes straight to the middle of the map, super aggressive here, gets a lot of value from the skies though, so I quite like it. Hypercharge for Payne, he finds Enraged, can he find another? Got to be forced back now, surely outnumbered.
Payne going in again, gets Filippo and Tomsy. Eventually will get the kill, and a good kill by Enraged in the middle as well. Juan Carlos just waiting for one more gem, and it's on the STMN side. They've got to be very cautious about not feeding this super, or the set's done.
Exactly that. As time trickles down, it's going to be harder to do. Tackers goes in, finds as well one, and down goes Tomsy, it's just Filippo. A team wipe for STMN as they claim this first set, and it looks pretty straightforward. It can't be denied.
I mean, yeah, it really did. Incredible stuff from STMN, it really was. They played so well throughout that entire game. Just managed every single one of the Kapara Supermassive players in different ways, but every way worked. They just couldn't get the lanes going, and Rage wasn't able to get the pulls because Janet can get away through gadgets, through flights, and the Lily was just dominating. Very
strong opening statement there from STMN. 9 kills for Payne, 374 DPS. And maybe we're going to have to rethink our stance on that Mo. Played to perfection. Juan Carlos on a 0. It's not the first time we've seen it, let's be honest. But nonetheless, that's kind of what a Janet's for. It's a steady pair of hands. Your job is primarily just to hold that mid and get the gems, and every single time they were safe keepings. He didn't really find himself in any moments where he was going to let his team down.
Absolutely, just didn't drop the gems. I don't mind if you get 0 kills as long as you don't drop the gems to the opposing teams all the way through. So, yeah, solid stuff from Juan Carlos regardless of what the statistics say. He had those gems unlocked throughout the entirety of it, and the lanes absolutely unlocked as well by Payne and Tacos. So, wonderful performance here from the last remaining NA team, and Supermassive got to rethink the ideas here.
Well, the audience are pro and ready, but I mean, it's a rare thing to see Papara Supermassive get the draft of the Hank and not be able to bring home the goods. Let's see whether they choose, as many have today in this World Finals, continuously try to force it through or deviate away. That, to me, was the downfall yesterday of Team Heretics. They just kept trying to get Hank and Meeple, and Reject showed that they are not aware, that they're not worried about it at any level, so some potential deviations might be at play here. But Brawl Ball up next, and that's a chance to maybe even bring it in again. I wouldn't mind it, but I think that now the meta is shifting away.
Yeah, I'm going to pretend that we didn't just see that team cheer by Spen LC there. I said, why does Skibbity Enraged have so much aura? Spen, go and delete that tweet right now, please, and refrain from using the social media for the rest of the day. Sunny Stockholm and Brawl Ball up next. We'll see if this kind of Hank aggressive stance remains for the side of Papara Supermassive, or if we'll see them kind of pivot away from it. As you said, you kind of don't want them to get too stuck up on going the same thing over and over and hoping it works.
Gotta give the man some credit, though. I mean, he's on his honeymoon watching Brawl Esports. I mean, I can get behind that, quite honestly.
He's a married man, and he's pushing 30, and he's saying skibbity. I can't. I'm sorry to say, I won't be letting that go.
Imagine pushing 30.
Yeah. Imagine.
Imagine.
Well, bans here for Sunny Soccer, the Mina, the Hank, and the Willow. So they don't want to play Hank themselves, and they don't want the opposing team to play it either. The Willow double banned here as STMN get rid of it as well, along with the Ruffs and the Frank. Shade is going to be picked up early on by the side of STMN, and how well that was played earlier by Reject. I'm not surprised to see it return so soon.
I'm liking this from Papara Supermassive, taking the opportunity to ban out the Hank. Going to be leaving some throw potential still with the Larry and Laurie as the Willow is banned, so that could be an option for them to bag early. Let's see, Otis still available as well as the Ollie, so they are also up for grabs here. Kit as well. I mean, you know, it's definitely one that might be for STMN, but Stu going to be first one for Papara Supermassive. It seems to have a bit of a way forward in this World Finals, with many teams gravitating towards it.
Yeah, I mean, Stu, the mobility, I think, and the ability to get away from the shade when he's kind of coming towards you, running you down might be a solid thing to have as well, because it's so difficult to get away from a brawler who can just walk through walls so simply. So you've got to have some form of mobility to get away from it. Otis coming in as well, good against tanks, good against range. You're pretty much safe no matter what.
Legendary hypercharge, let's go. Jay Young.
We take those all day. All day.
Meeple's still here. Max also. We'll be looking out for those. Maybe some control of a Barley. Wouldn't be the worst of shouts. Let's see. Those heals could be influential as well as a potential Juju. I wouldn't mind that one either, to be quite honest. Let's see what they're going to be pairing with this Shade, which I think is a fantastic pick, honestly. I mean, a really good starting hand.
Y'all about to get
I'm not really sure if Papara must have fully counted it just yet either, but Juju is the pick, and I really quite like it.
Yeah, it's really good. With Willow double banned, Juju's, you know, it's not the only capable thrower. There's a few, you know, and we saw Larry and Laurie being played before, but Juju, without a doubt, is the next best one after Willow in this Brawl Ball mode and specific map. But we're still with STMN for their third and final pick to see what they round it out with. Don't really need, I was gonna say you don't really need a mid to be honest in this map, but then they pull out Gus, so maybe I have to eat my own words. I like this well-rounded composition from STMN. You provide a shield onto Juan Carlos, he's gonna be doing a lot of work on that Shade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest of fans of the Gus here. I mean, just looking to obviously pair the shield with the Shade. So if that can happen more often than not on the side of STMN, then that value could be obtained. But the Cordelius will come through for Papara Supermassive, which I think is a pretty decent brawler and a good response. I mean, it's definitely one that can force and run down the map. So I like it for that reason. And if they can keep the Shade in the realm, then Shade's not going to be able to do nearly as much. So not a bad final pick for me from Papara Supermassive. But again, they are behind here. They do need a winning set, or at least something that will be able to take it to a third set. I feel pretty confident they can turn this around. Right now, STMN are really turning all the screws.
Absolutely, you don't want to be dropping 2 sets down in this kind of decisive match. Otherwise, your mentality's going to get away from you. Payne versus Tomsy on the right-hand side. He's just sitting in the bush and using that extended range to the best of his ability. Tomsy can't really move at all. And Chaco's trying to pinch into the mid with Filippo.
Filippo's a great Cordelius to also take down his Swift and Rage. They will punish Juan Carlos. It's just Payne. An easy breezy goal in the first opening 30 seconds for Papara Supermassive.
I mean, that's Supermassive we know and love. Cordelius super available here as well, and trying surely to take Tacos out of the way, and that keeps Tomsy alive. Lovely little performance there from Filippo, but Tacos still able to go through these walls and try and hunt him down in his own realm. Juan Carlos going to be straight onto the Cordelius, and he actually does win that mute there. Campaign Waters, the shield pop, gets it! He pulls through everyone and gets the ball in the goal.
What a clutch shield. What a great moment for STMN. Tacos pushing the ball to the bottom left. They've got to be very careful. Even a hypercharge on its phone will be enough to be able to force things through. Enrage goes straight into that. I love that aggression.
I mean, it didn't even feel like he took any damage doing that, to be honest with you, until he met the Juju hypercharge, and then he's definitely going down at close range against that. Super available from Filippo now, and he's trying to probably take Tacos there again, but he's doing incredible. He's absolutely wiping them all out. Just Enraged left alive to try and keep the hopes of this game alive. He's dashing back and forward, but he's not got the damage to take out Payne. And yet again, the Juju walks.
What more can Enrage do there, by the way? I mean, really fantastic use of the flames. but there was just too much HP on the side there of STMN. It was an inevitable goal. Despite a solid start, a 30-second goal for Papara Supermassive, they still lose the game.
Yeah, well, fat splatter nice and early then from Enrage to throw it down that right-hand side. Just try keep Pain back for as long as he can. And Filippo wants to get this super, but you know, as he's getting his, he's giving Shade his as well. So they're in a bit of a 50-50 match at the moment. It's ones that Tacos is completely dominating at the moment, and Tomsy will get the refrag to make it a 2v2. But they're still not in a favourable position. They're back in spawn against the thrower.
Yeah, Pain's getting a lot of control on this map. And a lot of value for it. Papara Supermassive that are already hunkered together and not in a good way on this bottom left. As Shade will get a ton of value for it. Tacos goes in with some great swipes. Super pass forwards. Pain can't really go for the ball. He's too low. And Enrage knows that he's got to be able to go to the right-hand side of the map to continue to get this pinch with Tomsy.
Yeah, really nice, good kill there. Enrage pinched in well, and Tomsy gets the finish. Filippo moves onto the right-hand side and tries to force someone else to take this Tacos matchup that really hasn't been working too well for him so far. Enrage, with mobility on the left-hand side, he's going to be able to deal a decent job against the Shade if he can just keep him from getting that super.
Well, Enrage lurking with super here, but the ball was a bit late from Tomsy to be able to do so. Filippo's too low in terms of HP as well, so they're going to have to be able to retreat back now. The STMN will have a successful defense. Hypercharge is there for Tacos. The pinch is going to be a strong one. Filippo will find it with Tomsy. That's great work. They're now going to focus their attention on Pain with Juan Carlos.
Yeah, it's a good juke from Juan Carlos there, keeping himself out the realm with Filippo. Now a hypercharge comes in from Tacos, and he's getting a lot of damage down. Pain is there to help out as well, and Enrage trying to deal with Tacos and does, but he cycles super up top, so he'll be coming out of spawn in a very good position regardless.
A good flat splatter there from Tomsy. Enrage choosing not to break that wall, going to go straight for the mid. And as time goes by, that should help Papara Supermassive to be able to open things up, because Tacos is the man that is the playmaker. Low HP, going to heal up now. Filippo has got hypercharge. He's got to be able to land this. Juan Carlos, though, also has his. It's go time for Tacos and Filippo on this right-hand side. Tacos is the weaker, but they actually traded out. It's down to Enrage and Tomsy to defend this.
Yeah, well, Juan Carlos is burning and will fall down, but Pain might have an opening towards goal here. But Filippo, luckily enough, respawning at the perfect time. Enrage wants to deal with him, but will want to save this hypercharge for overtime, as you need that mobility when the map's completely open.
Nice try there from Tacos, but the ball is in a precarious position, and STMN might be able to capitalize again with this hypercharge of Pain. And Juan Carlos gets a shot on goal potentially here. He frets the needle. He gets it. It's just out of reach of Tomsy. And STMN go up 2-0.
This is massive for STMN. What a performance it has been on both of these opening sets. And Papara Supermassive behind by 2, with only one more needed for STMN to advance to day 3 and knock them clean out the competition with what would be a beautiful sweep.
It really would be. STMN honestly have just been blowing expectations out of the window, really, in this competition. So many people did not have them out of even making the group stage, and now they're about to do the unthinkable here. A sweep to seal it would be unreal for them. Papara Supermassive have got to reverse it. But hey, I'm up for going to a 5th set again, are you?
Absolutely. If we can see this, possible reverse sweep or at least a 5th set getting going, I'll be very pleased with the gameplay that we'll have seen, because so far, so good. But STMN just running away with this one at the moment. And you can see the emotion from Juan Carlos on the stage as well after they managed to get that win. Felt like he was about to run over to the other side of the stage and start shouting in their faces, to be honest with you. But that's the emotion we want to see.
What a huge celebration there from Juan Carlos. But the job is not done. Be celebrations for now, but then straight back down to business in the next set. I hope they're not premature celebrations, because that would be awkward.
Yeah,
this one is far from done.
It'd be rough to kind of walk halfway across the stage and then get reverse swept. I'm not sure that would be the best look on Twitter, at least. You'll have a lot of people calling you out for that. But open business might be the last map if STMN could get this one on the board, but still smiles on the faces of Papara Supermassive. Clearly feel like they've still got a bit of a say in this series, regardless of being in such a tough position.
This one is escalating out of control. For STMN, they've got to be feeling good about this one. Going in then to Hot Zone. Open business. A map which really can cater a lot to throwers, but risky to do so with how much and how easily this map can be broken up. I think for me as well, I've been loving Hot Zone all day. I think it's been the best mode of day 2 so far. So I hope that this one will be no different.
I mean, if they give us another 99% to 100, I'll be very pleased, to be honest with you. But, you know, we'll settle for a little bit less than that, I'm sure, as long as it's a good game. Bans should be coming in very shortly for open business in Hot Zone, and as Ark said, it's been pretty much the game mode of the tournament so far. Ruffs, and then the Stu and Pam as the bans for the side of Papara Supermassive. STMN get rid of the Finks, which is, I feel, a bit of a Papara Supermassive pick no matter what the Hot Zone map. They like to go that brawler. Mina and Meeple as well, so it was clear to see who has that first pick.
And coming in for Papara Supermassive, they're going back to what they know best. It can work out in the first set, but not to say that it can't. That was, for me, a brawler which really did lead the way and pave it to beat his 8th division, and certainly was a difference maker at LCQ also. Comfort picks for Papara Supermassive are feeling. On the side of STMN, potentially Byron here could be a good shout to pair with maybe even Gray going to be coming through. This is smelling cheese already, Tramp, gotta say.
I mean, not even just that, like, you're taking it off the side of Supermassive as well. You don't want to Hank teleporting onto the zone by any means. So getting that and then getting a brawler that can TP in, be tanky, and be good against the Hank is going to be a wonderful, you know, 2 and 3 pick for STMN. So we'll see if that's what they do choose to go for. They can always, you know, go something a bit more versatile now and see if they can still lunge into that tankier option to TP onto the zone as their 3rd and final. But their 2nd pick should be coming in very shortly, and as I'd imagine, it'll pay
Y'all about to get
great.
stitched up.
It's going to be the Juju, surprisingly. So definitely going that more versatile pick now and then maybe going into something a bit later on, because I don't feel a Grey is going to be that good unless you're setting up those TPs and going to the zone.
Well, Larry and Laurie could be the response here from Papara Supermassive. They play it a ton in scrims with a pretty decent win rate also. They're going to have something up their sleeve in that regard, because I think Juju for me is one of my favorite brawlers at the moment on the throwing side. It's just so versatile across the board. Cordelius. But if we're going back again to those comfort picks, I'm sure it'd be him, but maybe not. Again, this whole team enraged as well. Fantastic on this brawler. But I know for a fact that Tom's is on the Hank. That's all I know.
Yeah, really solid on that brawler. He's had a lot of success over the past couple of days with that one. But we'll see if this Cordelius is going to be able to do, I want to say, a little bit more than it did in the previous set, because he didn't have the best of times against the Shade, was getting traded out whilst in the Realm, traded out whilst hypercharging. And when you're using that much utility, you've got to get the kills. Meg, going to be the 3rd and final then for Supermassive. It's another one as well, to be fair. It's good for STMN not to have that when they can TP in.
Yeah, I'm really quite a big fan, honestly, of the Meg. It's just got that survivability on the zone. Humble especially just really dominated Tribe early today with it. It was absolutely disgusting. As STMN choose their final brawler pick, how are they going to be able to combine this Juju and Grey Ashe? Something tanky. Get those dimensional doors onto the zone, keep bringing the Ashe in. It's going to be how they feel they can claim this set.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to. If you have Grey and don't do that, then you're setting yourself up for failure, I feel. I like the Ashe. I think it's going to be very good. So we'll see if this is going to be the one that gets STMN that 3rd set and the victory over Papara Supermassive. A full reverse sweep needed if it's going to go the Brits' way. We'll see if that can start now or if STMN will cut it short.
It's now or never for Papara Supermassive. Filippo straight onto the zone, getting tapped up heavily though by Juan Carlos as the Wolf and Kane connection as well is there. Taco's keeping his distance from Enraged in the pinch. Beautiful pitch at that between Enraged and Filippo secures that demise. Kane now left all alone. He's easy pickings.
Absolutely, and that's 3 members of Supermassive up, and all of STMN go down. Juan Carlos, he's not looking to try and stay alive there. He's setting up the TP for the future. Now just needs to work for the hypercharge, and they'll have a good in, but they can't let the game get too far away from them before that happens.
Tom Z finds a good connection onto Payne. Meanwhile, it's Filippo and Enraged that clear up House in the mid. This is better. This is momentum building stuff for Papara Supermassive now. STMN straight off the spawn. Hypercharges inbound and immediately eradicated on there and turns to the mid. Enraged is low. Filippo is low, but there's time to heal back up.
You know, I said they can't let the game get too far away from them, and they might have just done that. 75% to 15, and surely Supermassive have a good capability of just walking up over and over and over with the Hank and the Meg. But for now, they've got some good control. It's 80% to 30 as STMN start to get back into it. And with this TP, definitely have a chance.
Yeah, now things are set up for STMN. They can bring back the timer in their favor. Tacos goes down though. Juan Carlos there into the realm. Enrage is going to keep him there and focus their attention onto Pain. There is a Grigo coming in, but 95% is going to be surely enough. As Paris with massive clear house yet again to gain 100%. They get a game, and sometimes a glimmer of hope is all you need.
You just need something to light that spark inside you and get going before it gets away from you. That is the game that they needed. Incredible stuff from them, even when the TP's been activated. They dominate the game and get it done before STMN get a foothold in it. They need a similar start though. Last time, they got the kills, all 3 of them, and established really early percentage, and they need to do that again.
Good walking cane again from Juan Carlos. Filippo is punished heavily this time round. Robotic Rats immediately for Tacos shows a big sign of deviation from STMN. They're changing the rules and staying on the zone much better now. Approaching 25% to only 10 of Papara Supermassive. We've got to regroup.
Yeah, these are the issues that you're going to face. Hypercharge comes down from Tacos, and that's a lot of robotic rats on the left-hand side of the map. Tomsy will eat that last one. And Supermassive just pinned in spawn. Juan Carlos can't be far from another hypercharge. Enrage going to jump in and try and get some supercharge, but they're at 50, and they haven't even fully established.
Yeah, I'm not too convinced with jumping into 3 members of STMN like that. Filippo with a big hypercharge gets some value. I can't really do anything out of the mech now. As a Grigri on the map, it's going to cause a problem for Tomsy now. It actually taps Filippo. That's going to prevent him healing up as well. And time is drastically moving away now from Papara Supermassive. 85% from STMN, approaching 90. It's a night and day difference. Papara Supermassive aren't even leaving the spawn because they know this game is over.
Match point up next as STMN start to run away with it once more. 100 to 11, I think that game was. And when they didn't even have the TP set up, they were all over the zone. Really disappointing stuff for Papara Supermassive. What looked like the start of their comeback turns out to be the complete opposite as STMN cut them short.
Fan immediately onto the zone for the missed Walking Cane this time round. It's Papara Supermassive taking their sweet time this time, not going too overly aggressive. Filippo is getting tapped. He has to evade these shots, utilize damage gear. Stay really in control of this one. Tacos has got the robotic rats now though. Low HP means we're going to hold it off for now.
He's out that form, and Rage going to go in and get some good damage there, but Pain will get the trade. TP sets up and Tacos here, just waiting. Bobbing on and off this zone, trying not to feed Filippo back this mech, but Juan Carlos will do just that. Throws a walking cane out and doesn't get anything back.
Well, these missed gadgets are starting to stack up now. Papara Supermassive now approach the point of matching STMN's scoreline on the objective. Juan Carlos is low though, and these taps from Filippo will keep him that way. He's now got hypercharge. Those dimensional doors will be a massive godsend for STMN. They get that on the zone. Those shields can go a long way.
Absolutely, I mean, they've got that TP set up now, and in the back spawn, Pain trying to get rid of Tomsy and does. Grigri going to be placed down, no hypercharge with it this time, and Pain, not sure if that was an accidental TP in or he managed to do it on purpose. Filippo going to try and get this kill onto Juan Carlos again, and really good control now from Supermassive as it's up to 85.
Massive. Papara are 10% away now, but Juan Carlos is on the zone. It's just Filippo. He's got to wait his time. Go together as a unit and don't get ahead of yourself. Big hit. Damage gear rolling in. Tomsy pushing in with Enrage. It's now or never. This is going to be a winning push for Papara Supermassive. Enrage is in the realm. He's going to come out straight into the Lion's Den though. And how quickly can STMN secure this takedown? He goes down immediately. STMN are creeping it back. It's so close. Oh my word! 2% is all that was in it. And NA's final hope prevail. They bury the Brits.
STMN hold with an incredible comeback in that game of Hot Zone, and Papara Supermassive drop out of the competition in day 2 as the NA's last hope makes it all the way to day 3 with a clean sweep.
Heartbreak for Papara Supermassive. They were so close from reclaiming back the destiny but North America have just one team left. All hopes now ride on STMN to bring home the goods. What performance from one of the biggest underdogs in Brawl Esports history.
Incredible. Really incredible stuff, and what a way to get to day 3 as well. So many close games, and we expected this to be no different. But STMN put that to bed and swept Papara Supermassive. They came into this one obviously through the LCQ and aren't able to get through day 2. But STMN on top of the world.
What's up with those hot zone finishes today? My heart can't take it, honestly. Twice in a row now. It all ended on hot zone in like a match where